Happy New Year! It's actually not New Year's yet, but for the sake of this video, Happy New Year. I think this is definitely gonna go up after New Year's. Actually, I have no idea. Maybe I'll edit it today. We'll see. No one knows. No one knows. I've got a lot of stuff to do. Speaking of a lot of stuff to do, I am finishing my DIY calendar. I am making a calendar for 2026. That's the blank one. I am making a calendar. I'm actually making two of them because one of them I'm gonna give to my roommate for her birthday present, Christmas present, birthday slash Christmas slash I love her. So I originally was going to buy a like pre-made calendar and then just fill in the dates. But they were like $30, so I decided to be crafty and get a sketchbook and just make my own. If you want the easy route, spend the $30 because this is taking me forever and like I don't know why I thought it would be so easy. I was like, yeah, I can make two of these before New Year's. I am almost done with the first one and New Year's is in like 2 days. So I'm spreading myself a little too thin, but that's okay. As long as hers gets done, I can work on mine throughout. And I'm honestly having a lot of fun with this. The goal is I'm gonna finish this while telling you guys kind of my New Year's resolutions. And then we're going to work on, because I kind of have like the baseline already, but for the top part, I'm going to make it all super cute and collagey, and that's kind of what we're going to work on. I do have December left. I just did November last night. It's the lines that take forever. It really is just the lines, and I didn't get a ruler until yesterday. I was using this. So that's also why it took so long. I had this idea because I personally for 2026 wanted a calendar. Oh, I just walked up the stairs, hold on. I wanted a calendar with the moon phases on it telling me which day, which phase the moon is in, and which like sign it's in, and all that jazz. Wow, that was so hard for me to say for some reason. But every time I was looking on like Amazon or Etsy or something, it just wasn't hitting the way that I wanted it to. So I was like, I'm gonna make my own because a goal of mine for 2026 is to like reconnect with the moon again, because I feel my best when I'm like in tune with what the moon is doing and it just makes sense to me. So I just wanted like something to like show me, because where I would see most of the stuff for like full moon rituals and new moon rituals were usually on Instagram, and I'm trying really hard to not be on my phone as much anymore. So I like something physical to be able to like see it and be like, oh, today's a full moon in Virgo, and so I'm gonna do a little something something. I like to be able to see it. So that's what was the inspiration for this calendar. We have a full moon in Cancer on the 3rd, and then a new moon in Capricorn on the 18th. Yeah, I just like to have that for my own personal stuff. Like right now, the new moon prior to this, oh no, I'm forgetting. It was in Sagittarius. And so I did like a new moon reading and I journaled, and it was very like inspiring for the new year. And it's just so crazy. I love stuff like that. I'm not like super duper astrology girl, because like if you were to come up to me and be like, I'm a freaking Libra, tell me about myself, I'd be like, girl, I don't know. I could read it off my phone and it would make sense, but in my brain, it's not there. But I believe in it. New moon in Sagittarius, my tarot reading, did a whole spread and whatever, and it just like, I was like, yes. And it makes me feel so good every time I connect with, like, I guess you could say my spirituality. I don't know. It's kind of all, but yeah, new year, new me, guys. Just kidding. I hate that, because I feel like I really did used to believe that, like, new year, new me. And, like, yes, in theory, you know, everyone's always changing, but I have to reel it back in because for my own sanity, New Year's is just another day. This year was a little crazy, and especially for that reason, I was talking to my therapist about it, and she was like, no girl, like, literally New Year's is just another day. Go Mimo, go Mimo. My cat's scratching on his post. It's nice to have, like, a day to feel like you can reset. Like, that's why I love full moons and new moons, and, like, a day that, like, I can really focus on what I've achieved and what I need to let go of. And it just feels good to, like, have, like, a focal point of reevaluating yourself. Does that make sense? But yeah, I just feel like as humans, it's nice to have, like, check marks and checkpoints in life to assess. So that's why I'm excited for the new year. 2025 was just and I think everyone can agree with that. I think that every single person that I've talked to is like, I'm so ready for this year to be over. And girl, me too. Girl, me too. Because as much as I don't know, I have to, like, look at it from a really zoomed out perspective, because at the beginning of 2025, I was like, I think that might be the worst year I've ever lived. And also a lot of stuff just happened this year that I was like, oh, I didn't think it could get any worse, and then it did. But that's okay, because guess what? I'm still here. I'm still kicking. I'm still doing my thing. And I think that's what matters. And I learned a lot. And yeah, it's crazy. Life is crazy. And oh my gosh, it's so hard for me to, like, work on something and talk at the same time, because I'm such, like, a talker. But I need to freaking get started on December, or else I'm never gonna finish this. So let me just tell you really quick, essentially what I'm doing. You can kind of map out your own if you are doing it this way, but I just kind of do, like, a ruler's length for where I'm writing the month. And so that's what we're doing. And then I just kind of wing it of the spacing and, like, the boxes and everything. So I'm gonna be switching off from this from this. My friend Abby made me this, like, homemade ruler when I first started this, because I was like, I didn't get a ruler. What am I supposed to do? I can't work on this now. And so they made me this. And it is perfect, actually. I'm feeling a little crazy today. I don't know. Oh my gosh, my posture. Not crazy in a bad way though. Like, I'm just kind of full of energy, which is, like, not super normal for me nowadays. That's what was going on when at the beginning of this year. I have a chronic illness, and my chronic illness said, bow, 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 bow. And it got so much worse. And I didn't know how to deal with it. I didn't know how to cope with it. And it kind of just, like, consumed me and everything. Like, it just made my anxiety, like, 30 times worse. I have POTS, which is falls under the dysautonomia. Wow, I have such a hard time talking about medical stuff because I'm just a girl, I'm not a doctor. I know it in my brain, but talking about things is so hard for me to get from here out of my mouth sometimes, so bear with me. But POTS is a form of dysautonomia, which is a dysfunction of the autonomic nervous system. Anyway, OMG. No one cares. If you want to learn about POTS, you can learn about POTS. If you have POTS, I'm sorry girl, I love you and I'm here for you. The point was, I've had POTS since I was 18, but it really, really like kicked my ass this year for some reason. Actually, I know exactly what reason. I got COVID twice. And the second time was just like, bow, bow, bow. Trying to deal with that was really hard and my anxiety got the worst it's ever been. I've always had like chronic anxiety and this was just like a whole new level that I've never experienced before, and I didn't think that was possible because I thought that my anxiety was like at the top already. I thought, I felt like I was like the most anxious person in the world, and then it said, just kidding, now you are. I'm learning to cope with it, but the beginning of the year, I didn't know how to cope with it, and that was frightening, and I didn't leave my house, and I was scared for my life, and I was having panic attacks every single day. And it was frightening. Panic attacks are horrible, and I wouldn't wish them upon my freaking biggest enemy because they genuinely, it feels like you're dying. It's the craziest feeling ever of your brain just being like, oh no, actually something's so wrong right now and you don't know what it is. So let's just freak out and let's give you the worst symptoms you could ever experience in your life. On top of it, yay! I think that's a big thing and a big lesson that I learned this year was how to cope with my anxiety. And I'm not saying that I have it like all figured out. I still have, like right now I have like this like feeling that I kind of just always have, it doesn't really go away. Some days it's worse, some days it's not, but like, I don't know if anyone really would be able to tell unless I was like, wow, like I feel like I'm dying every second of every day. Sometimes you can tell. Sometimes it's a lot worse, but the chronic anxiety, you just kind of have to learn how to go throughout your day. I've learned going about how I live my life, because I think that's like the biggest thing too, is like when you are chronically ill, people just don't get it unless they do. And I think that was the hardest part about like learning how to go about this year, was like getting handed such like a big thing and then the people around me, for the most part, not really understanding what I was going through. And it was just hard. It was hard to navigate because it's like I wanted to just like scream at them and be like, you have no idea what I'm going through, and explain to them like the shiz that I'm freaking dealing with every single day would put someone who is quote unquote normal into a freaking hospital. It's just, it was hard to try to navigate because it's just like, you don't understand, and when you do, you do. And if you're chronically ill, I love you so much and I'm sending you so much love, and it's so hard. A lot of people in my life though have been so supportive and so loving and so understanding, and I'm gonna cry. But no, I do have a lot of people in my life who are awesome and supportive, and even if they don't get it, they're like, I love you and I'm here for you and I support you. So I think that's awesome. That is also another thing I have learned this year is you don't need, like, I don't know, just pay attention to the people in your life who care and actually care and love you and support you through everything that you're going through, and like just not through like your awesome fun phases, because that's a true friend if you can like go to them and be like, I think I'm dying, and they're just like, I hold you and love you and kiss you and we're gonna figure this out together. Awesome. I love you. I love you guys. So to my friends who have been here for me this year, it has not gone unnoticed. I think that for New Year's resolutions, I don't really have like set New Year's resolutions, I think that New Year's resolutions set you up for failure for a lot of reasons because, like, statistically, a lot of people don't stick to their New Year's resolutions, especially when they're just like really like life altering. You know what I mean? Like if you're like wanting to actually change your entire personality and life and everything in the span of like a few months, it's just like you're genuinely setting yourself up for failure. And I'm not saying that you shouldn't make goals. And oh my gosh, that line just was so uneven. I'm not saying you shouldn't set goals and resolutions because I think that they are important and I'm very, very goal oriented. I've always been like a New Year's girly. But I think that's also a big thing that I learned this year was like I set so many goals for myself this year and have in the past like many years, but like especially this year is like the biggest learning one because like I felt so disappointed in myself at the beginning of the year when like I had like this plan in mind of like I'm gonna be so healthy and I'm gonna get my money up and I'm gonna do this and this and this and this and I'm gonna be rich and pretty and smart and awesome. Not that I'm not. I know that I am, but I'm gonna be more amplified version of that. And then I got hit with the most crippling anxiety I've ever had in my entire life, on top of being chronically ill. So then I just like didn't feel healthy and I wasn't doing anything and I just felt like a failure. And in hindsight, like I wasn't at all. I just needed like, I genuinely think that I just needed that. Like as much as I wanted to be this like healthier whatever version of myself, like I needed this, I was gonna use the word setback, but it wasn't a setback, but like in my brain in that time period it was a setback. And like I needed that because I needed to learn what comes from what I felt like was hitting rock bottom. You know what I mean? During that time period was such a different mindset than what I have now about it. And I'm kind of speaking about how I felt during that time instead of like how it really was because I, again, have such a different perspective on it now. And it's crazy how much not even a full year can really change that for you. I think that setting realistic goals, like I think that first of all, you don't need New Year's to do all of the stuff that you want to do. You know, I think that it's good to have a goal in mind for the whole year, but I think that setting small goals and like working on those throughout the year is so much more beneficial than being like, I'm gonna change my entire routine and it's starting January 2nd and I'm gonna be a new person and whatever. Because I always thought that it meant like healthy and whatever meant getting up at 5 a.m., working out, eating whatever protein and grams and all that jazz. Like everything that's being pushed at you on like health talk, whatever you want to call it, is like cool, I guess, if it works for you, but that just like wouldn't work for me. Waking up at 5 a.m. I wake up at 5 a.m. for work sometimes. I work at a coffee shop, so I have to be up at 4 a.m. It makes me feel sick. It makes me feel like I didn't get enough sleep because I definitely didn't, and I feel groggy and I feel angry and I feel it's just like not the best version of me. Whereas the days that I get to sleep in, like today, I am so lively. Like I woke up and I was like not feeling the best because I don't feel the best when I wake up anyway. That's not chronic illness, but I feel better than I would if I woke up at freaking 5 a.m. Everyone is different. Do what works for you. don't let people influence you to the point of like you feel like you need to completely change yourself, because I think that's another thing that I had such a hard time with. I was chronically on my phone seeing other people and like whatever influencers do their little like morning routines and their health routines, and like health whatever got like really, really big. And it was just shoved in my face every day of just being like, I feel so much better when I started waking up at 4 a.m. and I was taping my lips and doing my hundreds of dollars of skincare routine, and you know what I'm saying. And I felt like I had to do that in order to feel good. And like, yes, it's nice sometimes to see stuff like that and then take little bits and pieces of what works for you, and that's where I'm getting with that. Because I still do stuff that like makes me feel good that I've learned from influencers and whatever. I just need to do what works for me, and you need to do what works for you. And it's like such a trial and error that it almost feels like disappointing when something doesn't work. Oh, the congestion. When something doesn't work out for you, then it just feels like, disappointing, because it's like, why did it work for them and not for me? But you will soon find your routine, and you don't need to put pressure on yourself to do it right away. And that also brings me to this guy. This guy right here. The freaking... Ugh. Yes, I'm getting on my phone because I get my ideas from Pinterest. I love Pinterest, I love Pinterest, I love Pinterest. Right now, Pinterest is the only thing on my phone that I don't have like blocked right now. I actually deleted TikTok last night because I was like, I need a break again. And I've been trying really, 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 really hard to not be on my phone as much. And I'm actually doing a really good job, guys. I tried to, or I keep saying I tried. I did no phone November. There were a couple times where I caved a little bit, and I just felt like so much better not being on my phone. But I knew it wasn't realistic for me to like completely get off of the internet completely, because I want to do this as a job. I also just love posting, and I love like making little things and taking pictures. Like, I'm not gonna delete it, I just need to spend less time on it. So I downloaded an app, and it's actually so helpful. With the time limits on your phone, you can like bypass them by being like 15 more minutes, and I would do that all the time. Whereas this, you literally cannot get through. You can't get past it. That's what's nice about that, because I have an addiction to my phone, and so I had to take the extra step. Pinterest has more like inspiring content, whereas like sometimes when I'm scrolling too long on TikTok and Instagram, you know, there's like the scariest things you've ever seen in your entire life on there. I had to separate myself just a bit, but also it's good to stay informed. It's good to stay informed, everyone. You don't need to be constantly filling your brain with what's happening in the world, but I think that everyone should be aware. I'm spieling, I'm just literally word vomiting. I have no idea what I've even said. Whoa! I think that most people, and correct me if I'm wrong, tell me how you feel like good and optimistic about this year. I feel like that's what I've been seeing, and I'm so freaking happy about that, because we collectively as humans, I feel like just like we need like a win. And I just like, I don't know, I have a good feeling. I don't know what the feeling necessarily means, but I don't know if it's like a collective thing or if it's like a personal thing, but I just feel like this year is gonna be good. The last time I had like a feeling this strongly about something, like about like, oh my god, like especially like a year, was 2020. In the way of the opposite, where 2019 was the best year of my life. It was so good that after that I was like, uh-oh, I'm really scared for 2020. Like, I just feel like nothing can like something this year couldn't have been that good for something bad to not happen. And like, I know that I shouldn't, like, that's not the reason why 2020 was the way it was, but in my soul that's what I felt, and I just kept feeling like, oh my god, like something bad is gonna happen. Like, I just felt it in my soul. I even wrote it in my journal. I have it upstairs. I have proof that I knew that something was gonna happen in 2020. Yeah, I'm just kind of a witch or something. I don't know, guys. I just have really good intuition. And so I think you should believe me when I say that 2026, I can't believe it's been 6 years since 2020, is going to be good. I'm back in a sweatshirt with Candy after a great therapy session, guys. 2026, therapy. Make it your goal. That should be your goal.
Oh, hi, so this is chocolate. You can't have it. That's mine.
I freaking love therapy. I love therapy so much. Guys, I now have all my pages outlined. So, now we can get to the fun part of collaging. Okay, what does January give? January is fireworks. It's sparkly. Let's do a sparkly background. Ooh, we'll do like little kiss marks because you kiss at New Year's. Do you ever just randomly remember dreams that you had forever ago? Because that happens to me a lot. Like a lot. And I just remembered a dream that I had, actually it didn't happen too long ago, but it was one of those that I was just like, where did that just come from in my brain? Like so randomly, it just came from in my brain. And I'm not even gonna try to explain the dream because it won't make any sense. But I feel like that happens to me all the time, where I'll just be chilling and then I'll just be like, and remember a dream that I had when I was like 7 years old. Anyway. One month down, 11 more to go? 11 more to go. This is my favorite collage that I've made so far. Look at how cute the March one is. I've made it to April, and I think that this is the last one I have in me for tonight because I'm feeling like this. But I've crafted for so long, and that's awesome and good for me. It is finally time to finish this calendar. It is January 6th, and I'm making a calendar, so I've got to get a move on because what good is a calendar if you can't use it? I'm running off 3 hours of sleep right now. Exactly 3 hours and 33 minutes though. My angels are with me. We finished April last, so we now have May, and I think that I have this done in my phone. I think I have May, June, July done, so I just need to print those out, get started on them. I did think of a couple more New Year's resolutions that I wanted to say on here, but now of course I'm forgetting, except for 2026, I am not touching my hair. You heard it here. You heard it here first. I'm not doing it. I refuse. I cut off all my hair in August, and it's grown honestly a good amount since then because I cut it all off because I had this like reddish tint to it that I hated, and so I thought that I would just start over without shaving my head. And I'm really missing my long hair because it's just at such an awkward length right now that I don't know. I just want my hair to grow and I want my long hair back, and I was like, maybe I'll just get extensions. No, we're not spending money. We're not touching my hair. I'm letting it grow and it's gonna be its natural, beautiful self. May. I love this artist. That's who's on my nails. It is now 4 p.m. and I have been up since 4 a.m. So I'm gonna go to bed, but I did get May, June, July done. Now I am determined to finish August through December tomorrow. Finally finished. And not I finally finished. I just have to now paint the front of this, but we're finished. It's January 11th. I can't remember when I started this. Sometime in December. It was so much fun. It was so much fun. And I'm so happy that I did this. It's so cute. But I'm like, oh my gosh. It was a lot of work. So